Okay, so welcome to now NGS online workshop. This syllabus bit.ly/NGS underscore analysis. You can register online with your name, email, and mobile number at bit.ly/register NGS R and NGS in caps. Subscribe, save, share, like, and hit the bell icon for the YouTube channel bit.ly/YouTube by info all in small letters, and join NGS underscore analysis WhatsApp group at bit.ly/NGS WAPP, and you can contact myself, the NGS instructor, at this number, and also connect on LinkedIn. Okay, so moving on to the session, let us open this folder. Where we are here. Almost we were on page, I think, 19. Right. Yes, so please read the variant call format. What is a variant call format? What is a VCF format? Yes, please read.
The variant call format is a data representation format used to describe variations in the genome. A VCF file may contain information on any number of samples, thousands, and a record section. While it is a plain text format, its contents can go from being easy to read and understand to seemingly impossible to visually decipher. The challenge of reading out variants by eye is probably is not the format's fault. The variations in the genome can have relatively complex representations.
You can mute yourself. So, okay, so if we go down further here, basically this is a VCF poster. Let us check this. Let us Google to open this. Okay, install the session. This is restore session Firefox, right? Okay. Again, opening Chrome. Yes, so let us open the VCF format poster which was officially published in a conference. join in the meantime. Sangeeta ji, is screen visible and are we audible? You can respond in chat. Yes, Sangeeta ji, is the screen visible and are we audible? You can respond in chat. Yes, Sangeeta ji, is the screen visible and is it audible? You can respond in chat. Okay, so this is a variant called format and VCF tools poster. So one of the main uses of next generation sequencing is to discover variation amongst large populations of related samples. Recently, the format for storing next generation read elements has been standardized by SAM or BAM format, which we detailedly saw, a sequence alignment map or binary alignment map format. This has significantly improved the interoperability of next generation tools for alignment, visualization and variant calling. We propose a variant call format VCF as a standardized format for storing the most prevalent types of sequence variation, including SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms, indels, insertions and deletions, and larger SNVs or structural variants. Together with rich annotations, VCF for variant call format is usually stored in a compressed manner and can be indexed for fast data retrieval of variants from a range of positions on the reference genome. The format was developed for the 1000 Genomes project, which was initially aimed to sequence genomes of 1000 individuals across the globe of different backgrounds like ethnicity, race, demography, and so on, and has also been adopted by other projects such as UK 10K, that's 10,000 individuals in UK, BBSNP, database of single nucleotide polymorphisms, and National Health, so NHLVA exome project. VCF tools is a software suite that implements various utilities for processing VCF files, including validation, merging and comparing, and also provides a general Perl and Python application programming interface. The VCF specification and VCF tools are available here. So this is an example VCF file. The VCF header looks like this, as we saw already in the case of E. coli SNP calling. The header starts with double hash, or we can also say that the header starts with just a single hash, because the actual header line in the red line, which is the column header. This is the header section. In any way, this is a body, but this entire thing is a header section. Everything in the green is the optional header lines, with 2 hash followed by red line is a mandatory header line. With 1 hash followed by red color, it's the actual column header, we can say. And this is a body containing these columns. So the chromosome, the position, the identifier, the reference base, alternate base, quality, filter, info, format, samples, how many samples, as many columns. Okay, we will see in detail in today's session. Okay, so types of variants. We have 5 types of variants here in the poster: single nucleotide polymorphisms, insertions, deletions, complex events, and large scale variants. So if the alignment is, for example, ACGT, and alignment is, for example, ATGT, so what is differing here in these two? Yes, so we can represent this like this, right? I'm mentioning in the header here. So this first I'm copying this in the WhatsApp group, so you can have a record. Always refer to this poster for knowing about the VCF format. This is the original VCF format poster when the VCF format was originally authored as a poster presentation in International Society for Computational Biology conferences. So I'm mentioning here each thing, it's simple, right? So to C2T. Yes, can you see this? 2 semicolon C2T. Yes. First is a position. Let's alternate. So similarly, the general representation will be this. You need not bother about specific examples. Suppose ref alt. Yes, POS semicolon ref greater than symbol alt. This is a general representation. So yeah, we can see examples of this in our manual. So annotations may apply to the variant as a whole, the info column to each genotype, the format column. In addition to genotype, other commonly used annotations include genotype likelihoods, DB-SNP membership, ancestral allele, red depth, mapping quality, and other fields. So this is the VCF highlights. Metadata is flexible and extensible. The text format is easy to generate and parse, and so it's stored and compressed, so it's compact size, and indexed by TabX, that's fast random access by genomic position. An open source implementation includes tools like VCF tools, GATK, C++, Java, general program extraction reporting language, Perl, and Python application programming interface. So VCF tools is going to perform for us format validation, annotation, comparing, calculating basic statistics, merging, and creating intersections and complements. Examples of VCF commands are like this: VCF-validator space files or file.vcf.gz. So this is to validate the VCF file. VCF-validator subcommand. Okay. So again we'll ask. Yes, Brijeshi, are you audible and this is screen visible? You can respond in chat. Yes, Brijeshi, are you audible and is the screen visible? You can respond in chat. Okay. Okay. So, and comparing VCF files, we can do compare-VCF. A.vcf.gz and B.vcf.gz and C.vcf.gz. Here we are essentially comparing 3 VCF files ABC, and list positions present in at least two of the VCF files. So VCF isec for intersect, qualifier n plus 2, A.vcf.gz, B.vcf.gz, C.vcf.gz, qualifier output reduction, out.vcf. So in at least 2 of the files, so this is going to be plus 2. Okay, at least 2 might require at least lower limit of 1, right? So greater than or equal to 2 means greater than 2. So 3 is greater than 2. So we require at least 3 files to list the positions in intersecting at least 2 files. So if it's at least 1 file, at least we require 2 files. If it's at least 2 files, we 3. So if it's at least 3, we require 4. Okay, so and VCF short summary, this you can refer to, and coming back, this is the same datasets usually whatever we discussed previously. Yes, the variant call format. So how important it is to understand the VCF variant call format. So at other times, a cursory understanding of what a VCF file contains and how the information is laid inside them is sufficient to complete entire analysis. So understanding the small details of a VCF format becomes indispensable, because, for example, using tools like VCF tools, we can filter, combine, and subselect VCF files in every which way we can possibly imagine. So the VCF header is like this. It starts with 2 hashes. We can say generally, to summarize the VCF header, it begins with a hash. So the VCF header contains the specifications on various terms that used throughout the file. For example, from the above header we learned that AF, allele frequency, in the VCF file will be used to describe a variant, and it means allele frequency, and seeing AF is equal to 0.5 would mean that the allele frequency for a variant was measured to be 0.5. So here, as we see here, AF is defined here, right? Info ID is equal to AF, identifier is equal to AF, number is equal to A, type is equal to float, description is equal to allele frequency. Yes, so basically don't confuse the A here in the AF. A is just a number. Here in our case the ID is AF, the number is equal to 0.5, and its type of the number is float because it's not an integer, this is a float. In the description it's an allele frequency. So similarly, going quickly, it's not so difficult to understand the VCF format. We already saw the VCF format for equal-i, and but there will be terms for which there will be much harder to find the explanation. For example, info is equal to ID, info is less than or equal to ID is equal to VDB, number is equal to 1, type is equal to float, description is equal to variant distance bias. So VDB means variant distance bias for filtering splice site artifacts in RNA-seq data. Bigger is better, version is equal to 3. Yes, so in case of RNA-seq data, the alignment we do is not using BW or bowtie, but using splice-aware aligner tools by supplying the GTF file or gene transfer file format. So we are yet to come to RNA-seq in our modules. And what are VCF records? Yes, so first 9 columns of a VCF file. Let us see this. So I will read the first 2. The first 9 columns of the VCF file are number 1, chrome, the chromosome contig on which the variant occurs. Number 2, POS, the genomic coordinates on which the variant occurs. For deletions, the position given here is on the basis preceding the event. Okay, please read from number 3 to number 9.
ID and identifier for the variant that exists. Typically, database is SNP database. DB SNP database is that is known. So, ref, the reference allele on the forward strand. Fifth is alt for alternate alleles on the forward strand more than 1 may be present. Sixth is QAL quality, a probability that the ref divided by alt variant exists at this site. It is in the fixed scale, just as the pasture quality and the map field in the SAM file are. 7. Filter. The name of the filters that the variant fails to pass or the value passed. If the variant passed all the filters, if the filter value is dead, then no filtering has been applied to the record. 8. Info contains the site-specific annotations representative as ID equals to value format. 9 is format, sample level indications as column separated tag.
Yes. So just we'll see the example here, remembering that number 1 and number 2 are chrome and position, chromosome contig on which variant occurs, and POS genomic coordinates on which the variant occurs. So here we have chrome, POS, ID. Okay, 1 chrome, 2 POS position, 3 ID, 4 reference allele, 5 alternate allele, 6 quality, for probability that the reference or alternate variant exists at this site, and 7 filter, 8 info, 9 format, and the format is basically going to be this last 2 columns. GT is to PL. This first before the semicolon is a genotype GT, and PL is this. We will see what is GT and PL representation. So how to interpret the format field, that is the next section, right? We saw this. So format followed by the name of the BAM file, and GT is to PL, that is 0/1 is to 51,0,48. So this field specifies the meaning of the numbers in each of the columns of the sample. The fields are colons separated by a map and map each field of the format to each value in the sample column. So suppose that the following were column 9, 10 and 11 of a VCF file. Format GT is to PL, sample 0/1 semicolon 51,0,48, sample 2 1/1 34,32,0. So we can interpret this in the following way. For sample 1, GT takes a value 0/1 and PL is equal to 51,0,48. The same variant when observed in sample 2 has a values GT is equal to 1/1 and PL is equal to 34,32,0. So the genomic position is the same, but based on the samples which align at that particular position, based on how the reads align, this is the GT and PL values. We can have two different samples in any way we can get them. One sample can be from one type of sequencer or model of sequencer, another sample can be from another model of sequencer, or one sample can have a particular library preparation, another sample can differ in the library preparation. Many wet lab aspects can differ. So what if you wanted to do GT and PL? What do you wanted to know? If you wanted to know what GT and PL mean, we should have to again go back to the header section. So these are all record sections. So we have to go to the header sections to find out what the individual abbreviations mean. So GT number is equal to 1 and type is equal to string and description genotype. So GT is a genotype, and format PL is the list of Phred scale genotype likelihoods. This PL means the list of Phred scale genotype likelihoods. The PL comes from Phred and likelihoods, P for Phred, L for likelihoods. Okay, what is represented in the ref or alt columns? So ref column is A and alt column is T. So this particular file output we already saw last time, where we discussed this file, this section where we discussed genomic variation. If we come back here, how we generated this file also we already know. Yes, in representing sequence variation in SAM files, right? So in here we took the MS bar tool, and if you go back to the same file as the output mentioned here for SAM2 pairwise. So this is the cigar representation, and this is 660 AF0886833. So at this particular position, the variant is going to be A to T. So this is 22. Yes. So the reference base is is A and alternate base is T, and the filter info and format and align this way. How to insert the format field we just saw. In a way, we are moving from right to left for the interpretation. So format we interpreted, and let's see ref or alt columns. So the ref column represents a reference allele at position POS. So and here the POS is 60, right? At position 60, this is the variation. The A is mutated to T, and yeah.
I didn't get what this GT equals to 0 or 1 or GT equals to 1 or 1 means. Like what these numbers are representing. Like for PL 51, 0, 48. What does this mean?
Yeah, we'll discuss it. That's also going to be discussed in this module, in this session. Yes, we will come to that. That's also there. So first let us see the ref or alt columns. So at 60th position, genomic position, from 5' to 3', A is mutating to T with quality is going to be this, a probability that the ref or alt variant exists at this site. So we can understand 4, 5 and 6 column in an integrated way. So quality means a probability that the ref or changing to alternate variant exists at the site. It is in Phred scale, just as a FASTQ quality and MAPQ quality with SAM file. So Phred scale is something like a scale. It is not restricted to FASTQ. Phred scaling is something like we want to represent very small numbers. Usually probabilities are very small of the error. We want to represent the very small numbers in more something like 2-digit numbers or single-digit numbers. That is a motivation behind the Phred scaling. So so these three columns you can understand together. So quality 54, right? So 54, even if it is going to be 50, rounding off to 50, ignoring the 4. So 50 divided by 10 is how much? 5, right? So that is going to be 10 power minus 5. So 1 minus 10 power minus 5 is going to be the probability that this reference is actually transforming to t. So 1 minus 10 power 5 minus 5, that's almost going to be like 99.99999% we are sure that this reference is varying to this t, a to t. So it also tells us that the genotype gt is equal to 0/1, and that the Phred scale genotype likelihoods of PL is equal to 51, 0, 48. We will explain both concepts in a more detail later. So this is what we are asking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now when these two, there are two possible variants in the same location, it starts to be a little more complicated. This site shows now has two alternates at the same site. So there's a difference. There's a difference between A in reference and TC, and there's a difference between A and T comma C. Yes, what is meant is in alternate position, in the alternate column, alternate allele column, TC is different than T comma C. Yes, how is it different?
TC would be like insertion, and T comma C would be like either T or C.
Yeah. So TC is a insertion basically, and if it's a deletion, there will be two bases in the reference, right?
Yes.
So is it the case? Let us check the VCF poster. So yes, so if it is deletion, there is going to be more number of bases in the reference position, reference column, right? Yes, here. Yes, this is a VCF poster. This is a VCF poster. So the variant called format poster. Again, I just refresh this so that we get the link. And I'm mentioning the link here. I think already in the WhatsApp it's mentioned, right? So okay, VCF post is already mentioned in the WhatsApp group. I'm already also mentioning in the Google Meet. Okay, coming to the VCF poster, so there are 5 types of variants we can represent. Alignment with no gaps. If there are no gaps in the alignment, what type of variant it is going to be? Snip, right? If there is going to be a gap in the reference, what type of variant it is going to be? One gap in the reference.
Insertion.
If there is, for example, let's say 2 gaps in the alternate allele, it's the variant type is and if there's going to be a complex event like this, for example, the reference here is ACG and the alternate is AT, right? This is because the T is anyway aligning with this T. This T is going to align with this T, and this ACG is going to be aligning with A gap T. Yes, so this is, we want to do the alignment basically. So basically, while doing the variant calling, the alignment is the first thing we do. So for alignment, what is a constraint first of all? In any alignment, what is the first constraint?
Matches.
Yes, the length of the columns in the alignment should be same, right? Yes, in any alignment, the length of the columns in the alignment should be same. So in order to accommodate for that, here ACGT is a reference and A gap TT is the alternate base. But here exactly, if you carefully see, there is a corresponding variant T for G, right? And for AC there is a deletion, right? Yes. So this is a combination of a deletion and a variant. Yes, a deletion and a snip. So this is a complex event. And large scale structural variants, position, for example, in position 100, so the reference is T and alternate is deleted, and info we have SP type, structural variant type is equal to del, and end is equal to 300. Okay, that is at this position. This may be, for example, we let us say this is a large position, large range of positions where the 100 is the end of the length, end of the range. So there we have a deletion, and that is where the deletion stops, and the end is equal to 300. So okay, let us put it this way. If the read length is going to be 200, for example, so at position 100, if there's going to be a 200 base pair deletion, so the structural variant type is a deletion. There's continuously going to be deletions there, and the end is equal to 300. So we'll see specifically this kind of cases here. So in these two samples, some of the consensus may be T and some of the consensus variation might be C. So quality is 2, so that's also Fred likelihood. This is not Fred likelihood, this is the Fred scaled probability that the reference or alternate variant exists at this position. So this is 10 power minus 4, because 43.2 can be approximated to 40, and 10 power minus 40 by 10, so 10 power minus 4, that's 0.0001, 10 power minus 4, and 1 minus z is going to be the probability. Okay, there are two alternatives. We see from the GT field that our sample was heterozygous for the alternates. Neither of the alleles match the reference. So neither of the alleles match the reference, right? T doesn't match A and C doesn't match A. This complexity does not stop here. This is where the VCF format becomes a lot harder to interpret. Previously we only mutated base 60 at position 60, but beyond that, some members of this population had a 3 base deletion coordinates 58, 59 and 60. Now the VCF record will show at 55th position TGA, GGA, the alternate is TGA. Yes, so essentially we have deleted GGA, and this is a quality, and this is a indel, so representing basically insertion or deletion, and GT is to PL, this is the GT is to PL format representation. The how to interpret the format field is the format field is basically representing the genotype and the Fred likelihood. So at position 60 again, A is having a dual variant C, T with 39.8, and what is important to note here is that even though that the deletion started at coordinate 58, 58 is shown at coordinate 55 in the file, but since both alternate and reference start with the same identical basis TGA, the difference between them begin only after 3 bases. Yes, so reference and alternate, at least they are matching for the first three bases. So it begins at position 58, right? 55, 56, 57 is the same. And the actual change is a 3 base deletion starting from 58 and will overlap with coordinate 60. But it's clear that you can't see clearly that from the VCF file. In fact, we may even ask ourselves, why is a variant reported as GGA, GGA to GGA? Why not GA, GGA to GA, GGA, or even GGA to something else? So clearly we can report these differences in many different ways. We'll be surprised to know that this is still not a fully resolved problem in variant reporting. There is a method called variant normalization that attempts to ensure that variants are reported identically. To explore that and understand how variants are determined and represented, see the chapter. So we'll discuss this next week, as we mentioned here. So, okay, you are asking this, right? How are the genotypes represented? Yes. Yes. So you can read these 3 lines.
It is constructed out of the slash separated numbers where a 0 indicates the left field, 1 indicates the first entry in the alternative field, 2 indicates the second entry in the alternative field, and so on.
So basically, 0 is for reference, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is for whatever is in the alternate base. This reference will always contain only one base, right? Yes. Okay, we can say that 0 indicates the reference base, 1 indicates the first entry in the alternate field, 2 indicates the second entry in the alternate field, and so on. So 0/1 is, so 0 as a whole indicates the reference. Okay, yes, okay. So 0 indicates the reference field, 1 indicates the first entry in the alternate field, like that, and so on. So here we will interpret this. This will be quick. Let us interpret this quickly. So as you can read this examples.
0/0, the sample is homozygous rectal. 0/1, the sample is heterozygous, wherein one of each the rest and five alleles. 1/2 would indicate a heterozygous carrying one copy of each of five alleles. 1/1, the sample is homozygous for the first alternate. 2/2, the sample is heterozygous for the second alternate.
So for higher ploidy or multiple copies of chromosomes, there will be as many characters and as many choice chromosome. For example, tetraploid genotype would be 0/1/0/2. Okay, so if we can see a specific thing, 1/2 here, right? 1/2. What does 1/2 mean? 1/2 would indicate a heterozygous carrying one copy each of the alternate alleles. So this is clearly 1/2 here. So one copy each of the alternate alleles. So C one copy and T one copy. So this is 0/1. 0/1, this is samples heterozygous carrying one of each reference in alternate alleles. So 0/1. So one of each reference in alternate alleles is 0/1. And if you see the above example, this is 1/2 again. So that's the same thing we are coming to here. 1/2 would indicate a heterozygous carrying one copy of each of the alternate alleles. 1/2. This is the same thing, right? We saw just now. So if we go back here at this one, this is 0/1, right? So one reference and one alternate. So 0/1 means the sample is heterozygous carrying one of each reference and alternate alleles. Okay, what are genotype likelihoods? The genotype likelihoods are normalized probabilities that describe the probability that each of the possible genotypes occurs. The value is normalized to 0 so that the most likely genotype is 0 and the rest are computed relative to that. Since this is a statistical measure as a p-value, it's a chance of not observing the genotype, hence the best value is 0. So this is whatever we get close to 1, now we just subtract that from 1, so it's close to 0. So let's take GT is to PL 0/1 51, 0, 48. Yes, so we can understand this, right? The 0 means it's a normalization reference. Yes, so 51, 0, 48 is a normalization reference. So here coming back, yeah, so the support for this is again the Fred scaling only 51, we can round it off to 50, so 10 power minus 5, because 10 power minus 50 by 10, so that's 0.00001, and 1/1, that's 1/1 instead of 0/1. So the support, the highest genotype 0/1 is shown as 0. Okay, so the support is highest for genotype 0/1, and that is shown as 0. Yes, the chance that genotype is 0/0 is 51, that is 0.00001, and the chance that genotype is 1/1 instead of 0/1 is going to be 0.0001. So what can we say about this? Basically, whenever we have 0/1, we are basically doing the all three combinations, right? 0/0, 0/1 and 1/1. Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So here for the highest support high for genotype 0/1, that is shown as 0. Yes, and 0/1 is the original, that is shown as 0, and the chance that the genotype is 0/0 instead of 0/1, the Fred scaling is 10 power minus 5, and chance that it is 1/1 instead of 0/1, the Fred score is 10 power minus 4. So we got 0.00001 from the formula 10 power minus 51 by 10, and this is the same as the Fred score we grew to love, and we just drop a digit to round off, and we find out the probability. So 0/1, and that is shown as 0, and 0/0 instead of 0/1, that is shown as 51, and 1/1 instead of 0/1 is going to be 10 power minus 4. So 0/1 is the first one, 0/0 instead of 0/1, that is 51. So we have to interpret these commas in this way. Yes, first 51, 0, 48. So 51 is going to be interpreted in this way: 0/0 instead of 0/1, that likelihood is going to be 10 power minus 5. And second we have 0, so 0/1, and that is going to be 0, that is the actual one. And third one, 1/1 instead of 0/1, that is going to be 48, 10 power minus 4. So obviously this is the representation is in this way. So 1 minute. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, right? So for 1/2, we will have many kind of combinations. Yes, we will have 0/0, we will have okay, for 1, 1/2, we will have many combinations. There are 6 combinations which are mentioned here in 99, 87, 47, 86, 0 and 49. Yes, okay. So we will see some tools like VCF tools which will do this type of computation for us directly. We are just seeing a simple example how to interpret the GTs to PL. And what is a BCF file? A BCF file, just like we have SAM and BAM, so it's BCF equivalent is BCF, binary call file format. So BCF format is a binary representation of BCF format. It has a similar relationship as the SAM to BAM, but with the exception the BCF files are not sorted and indexed and cannot be queried the same way as typical BAM files can be queried. So how to generate VCF files? We already saw. We basically even generated the VCF file for E. coli. We also did the DWG sim in the comparing the aligners. We can go back to the data. It's no issue. So data is fundamentally going to look the same. If you go to CD and CD / NGS here, yes. So CD Ebola so we have this already there, the data.mutation.vcf. So yes, a very simple VCF file. Yes, so we have a last column. Yes, apart from Chrome, position, ID, ref, alt, qual, filter, info. The last column is what column? Yes, the last column is basically the format column, right? So allele frequency is given, and this is a PL, and PL, if you refer here, AF is allele, PL is the phasing, description is the phasing. So 1 is for heterozygous quantic, number 2 is for heterozygous quantic number 2, 1 is heterozygous quantic number 1, 2 is heterozygous quantic number 2, 3 is for homozygous, both quantics. And this is substitution. And if you see this carefully, this is a reference base, this is alternate base, there is insertion of AGG, so this is insertion. This is simulated from the Ebola genome, which is going to be the same as 18.959 kilobase per. Okay, this is the same thing that is being mentioned here. This is basically a randomization operation, just like we did for MS bar. We cannot be sure which particular mutation will happen at a particular run of the command. Depending on how the command randomizes in a particular instant of time, we will get completely random VCF files. Yeah.
Sterling is asking for approval.
Yes. Yes.
Sterling is asking for approval in the meeting.
Okay. Yes, is anybody asking to join the meeting?
I guess yes.
Okay.
Messaged at group. That's it.
Very good.
Yes, Trillian, please reply in the chat if your audible and screen is visible. Yes, reply in chat, please, quickly, if your audible and screen is visible. Yes, Trillian, please. Okay. Anyway, it's recorded. Don't worry. We'll share the recording. And we have here the same thing which we did. The pile up we can do. and the variance.vcf. So we can visualize the VCF file also in IGV. So let us do that. Up to this period already. So we basically have the data files, right? So we also have the align.bam. We can take it from here. This command.